Tonight, the Prime Minister's power promise. Cash-strapped families set to save hundreds but say it's still not enough.
Celebrations turned to tragedy. A Brisbane teenager struck and killed during an out-of-control party.
A serial sex attacker strikes again in Melbourne's east. Police need your help to catch the culprit.
And the Aussie explorers embarking on an epic Antarctic voyage, recreating a survival story few can match.
This is 10 News with Natarsha Belling and Matt Doran.
Good evening and welcome to 10 News. Oh, they're at the top of consumer complaints, but soon your power bill could look a little brighter, with the Prime Minister pushing a plan to reform the electricity market.
Under the proposal, the government will rein in the massive amount energy companies spend on their infrastructure. Holly Little has this story.
Working two jobs just to pay the bills, Carmel Polino says she's struggling to make ends meet.
And Jarvis hopes it ends as successfully as Shackleton's Antarctic adventure. Georgie Glover, 10 News.
Still to come, the booze blitz catching the so-called bloody idiots on our roads this Christmas. Plus, he's our Aussie star. Now Hollywood set to pay a permanent tribute to Hugh Jackman. Also, hundreds march in memory of Melbourne murder victim Sarah Kafferky. And the fierce bidding war for this personalised plate. You just won't believe what it went for.
Welcome back. You're with 10 News. A 9-year-old boy has been taken by a crocodile in the Northern Territory. The boy was reportedly swimming with a group in East Arnhem Land when he was dragged under the water by the animal. It's the second attack in just 2 weeks after a 7-year-old girl was taken by a 3-metre crocodile.
Police are warning drivers they'll be stepping up patrols as Christmas approaches. It follows a bad night for authorities who caught many people trying to run from RBTs. Here's Andrew Denny. And joining us now for an update on all the weather details is Reuben Mourad. And Reuben, it was another very hot night again across much of New South Wales.
Yeah, temperatures really soared well over the average for this time of year. In fact, Narrabri in the northwest saw overnight lows of only 27.9 degrees. That's a whopping 10 above the average for this time of year. And in the Hunter, Cessnock reached an incredible 22.7 as their overnight minimum. Well, around the rest of the country, it was also very hot indeed. Brisbane saw daytime highs reaching 30 degrees, one above the average. Not too bad today after overnight lows of 22 degrees. We are seeing a little bit of stormy activity just along the New South Wales and Queensland border, but the CBD itself, for Brisbane, should be relatively quiet over the next couple of hours. For Sydney, a scorcher overnight, dropping down to 20 degrees only, 3 above the average. The humidity made it feel even hotter. Daytime maximums hit 24 degrees, 1 below the norm on a bit of a grey and cloudy day. Through the ACT, overnight lows hit 17 degrees before we saw daytime highs exceeding 28 degrees, seeing some very hot conditions through the Canberra region of late. Through Melbourne, overnight lows dropped down to 14 degrees before a daytime high of 21 degrees, 3 below the average, and we're set to see the cool weather continuing over the next few days. For Adelaide, it was an overnight minimum of 13 degrees before daytime highs of 22 degrees. Fairly cool, 5 below the norm for this time of year. Now we're set to see a little bit more of that stormy weather over the next 48 hours across eastern Australia. Matt and Tash have all the forecast details in terms of what we can expect as we move into the start of the new working week. But I'll tell you what, the start of summer certainly served up a little bit of a mixed bag of weather extremes.
You're not wrong about that. Thanks, Reuben. We'll see you soon. Well, still to come, motorists feared trapped in a collapsed tunnel in Japan.
Also, Hugh's Hollywood honour the permanent tribute to our Aussie star.
And coming up in sport, Hashim Amla punishes Australia's attack as the Proteas cruise to a monster lead on day 3 at the WACA.
Plus, the Wallabies pull off a last-minute comeback win against Wales to hand retiring skipper Nathan Sharp the send-off he deserves.
What a moment there for Nathan.
Tonight's headlines: energy bills could be cut by $250 under a plan proposed by the Gillard government to help struggling families.
A 17-year-old man has died in a hit-and-run incident following a mass brawl south of Brisbane. A 21-year-old man has been charged with murder and will appear in court tomorrow.
And police believe a serial sex attacker has struck for the 8th time in Melbourne's eastern suburbs. He's reportedly targeting women as they leave public transport.
Well, speaking of legends, it's time now for sport with Rob Canning. And Robbie, it's looking almost impossible for Australia to win the deciding test in Perth.
You know what, Matty? Even a draw is looking unlikely. The world's #1 side is reasserting its authority and Australia can only watch on. Hashim Amla scoring more runs than the Aussies' first innings. All the day's action is coming your way. He's no sharpshooter. Still, Nathan Sharp finishes his career a test winner. How the Wallabies pulled off the great escape against Wales in Cardiff ahead. Plus, David Beckham signs off from Major League Soccer with another title. We'll hear from the global superstar next. Welcome to Sport, everyone. The third test is turning into slow torture for Australia, with South Africa completely dominating Ricky Ponting's farewell match. With the world #1 ranking on offer, the Aussies are being made to look second-rate, courtesy of a Hashim Amla onslaught spanning more than 5 hours. College football, and check this one out. Twinkle toes on Nebraska quarterback Taylor Martinez. This guy's about to make the Wisconsin defenders look very silly. Check it out.
He's got a leg! Martinez! Wow! Taylor Martinez! Touchdown, Huskers!
That's the Nebraska Cornhuskers super play. Martinez running 90 metres, beating 10 defenders for one of the best touchdowns that you will ever see. OK, there is no play of the day, I am informed, so that is sport. It's also my last bulletin at Network 10. I'd just like to thank you guys, the public, for tuning in so prolifically. I've had an amazing experience and loved every minute of it, bringing you the sport for 12 long but enjoyable years, and I'll miss you. And a little bit you, Maddie.
Do you know why there isn't a play of the day tonight, Mr. Canning?
Why is that?
Because you deserve the play of the day. And there is a quote that, like good health, you don't realise how precious a good friendship is until it's taken from you. I've worked with you. I've had the pleasure of working with you for 6 years. I've loved every second of it. Thank you for all the love and laughter. And what we love most about you, Mr. Canning, is that you're not only a great journo and a great news presenter, but you're a beautiful person with an even more beautiful soul.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you, Tash.
Security.
Miss you both greatly.
Robbie,
thanks so much.
It's been an honour working with you for so many reasons. Your professionalism, you haven't missed a bulletin in 6 years. Your sense of humour, we're going to see a little bit of that in just a moment.
Oh, no. I'm trying to get a job elsewhere, you know.
Mate, also your friendship. You're one of those great, rare people where loyalty truly is unconditional, but by far and away, mate, the most endearing thing about you is your humility. I don't think you have any idea how great you are as a presenter, not just as a presenter though, as a friend, as a dad, as a husband. Let's take a look back now at an amazing, an extraordinary 12 years here at 10, Robbie.
Thank you, guys. Tough. Welcome to Toyota Sports Tonight. I'm Rob Canning. Let's tee off. We'll try and see me get through this one, because a bizarre security scare for Australia's cricketers in Colombo has taken place, with a Sri Lankan man breaking into 2 Aussie hotel rooms. You little...
How should you get there? Okay, that's nice.
Do I get ejected like in Top Gun? No.
This is extreme. This is intense. Both columns.
Good evening. Lance Armstrong has spoken for the first time since the US anti-doping agency imposed a lifetime ban from professional cycling. What are you doing with your bicep there, Matt?
Well, mate,
pushing it out?
This was just a quick snap after the race. There was no need for this to be broadcast to Perth.
There's every need for that.
People are enjoying it.
There's no need for this.
All right,
okay?
All right, well, thank you.
The Sydney Swans are once again the AFL premiers, following one of the all-time grand finals at the MCG today. How not to park your car
or your car, like Natarsha. I was going to say the X Games in LA.
Thousands and thousands of pounds of steel.
With one plane flying 50 metres. Sure beats oregano, so they all get our play of the day. You guys changed that on me.
Did you mean origami then, perhaps, Rob?
I hope you had the time of your life.
You're killing me. Thank you.
We're going to miss you dearly, Rob.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks
Canning.
for putting my show reel together.
That's okay. It's about $150, but anyway.
All right.
We'll miss you dearly, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Corey.
And it's also our last bulletin together.
It is indeed our last bulletin too, so I'm
And-
very much going to miss working with you, Tash.
What I love most about you is you make me look incredibly low maintenance.
Always kind words.
Thank you for an amazing 18 months.
Thank you,
For all the
Tash.
love and laughter.
Been a pleasure working with you too. All right, we better move on. Reuben Mourad joins us after the break with all the weather details.
A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. It's been an interesting start to summer with a little bit of everything. Certainly some summer weather extremes across all four corners of the country, with the heat really taking hold over the past couple of days, and more recently widespread severe thunderstorms all the way from the northwestern corner of WA all the way through central Australia through to the southeast. Today it was northeastern New South Wales and southern Queensland that saw most of that severe weather. We're currently seeing a couple of severe thunderstorms as we speak. Now these severe thunderstorms are continuing to contract in that northeasterly direction, so it'll be that northeastern corner of New South Wales and southeastern Queensland will see most of the activity for tomorrow. So a lot of warmth across eastern Australia. Speaking of the warmth, how's that for a segue, guys?
Average.
We say goodbye to a great friend and an overall good bloke here at Channel 10, Rob Canning.
Thanks, Ruby.
Congratulations, all the best.
Thank you,
and on to bigger and better things.
Right. I'll eat it all tonight.
No sharing at all.
Watch that wide shot, Rob.
Thank you so much.
And that's 10 News for this Sunday. I'm Natarsha Belling.
And I'm Matt Doran. Have a great night.
Hey.
It's been working.
This is dangerous.